All right. There we go. You gonna send out some
Oh,
invites?
yeah, I will. Let me do
Okay.
a quick intro. Hello, everybody. This is Speedcurves and F20R Gump. We are going live here at Le Mans. We are at
Welcome
the
everyone.
final race. Yes, thank you. We are at the final race here at Le Mans for the WEC Racing League, Ford versus Ferrari. This is the fourth and final race day of the series. We are excited to be here. And we know that today is going to be a very exciting race. It's going to be the longest race of this series. It will essentially be a 1 hour race, which is going to be comprised of 14 laps of this Le Mans Circuit de la Sarthe. And it is a exciting, challenging track. The Ford has its strengths. The Ferrari has its strengths. So I want to say thanks for joining us. I want to say thank you to F20R Gump, who is here with me in the booth. Welcome today, there, Mr. Gump.
Well, it's a pleasure to be back. I mean, I missed the last two due to getting married and the things that go
Ooh,
along with it.
congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. But the first race we did at Road America was a fun one, and I couldn't wait to get back up here in the booth. So yeah, I mean, what a track to get back in the action with at Le Mans. Woo! It's gonna be a smoker.
It should be a good one. It should be a good one. I'm going to now try to get as many people in this room as we can because it looks like they are running practice sessions. So I think qualifying is going to be a lot of fun to watch today. I feel like there's so much to talk about. I'll pull up the points here, but I would like to know if you have any podium predictions for today with your thoughts on that. I know we don't exactly have everybody in the grid yet, so it remains to be seen who we have. But
Well, as far as my predictions go, uh, given that I've missed the last two, I haven't seen. Has there been any new up and comers to the series? But I always think Scarhand is always usually up there in contention. Uh, and then
yes, of course.
yeah, I mean EC he always does pretty well. Dragon does a good job. I mean the all let's let's just put it this way: all these drivers that are in the field are very capable of coming out with a win today.
Sure. Yeah, I
So
couldn't agree more. And with damage on running the regulations that we are running, anything can happen.
indeed, indeed.
So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how this ends up going. I'm still sending out invites as we speak here, just trying to get this grid. Today, I do know that today's grid is going to be the smallest grid we have had in a long time. We've had, unfortunately, multiple cancellations due to other life situations. And as I've said in the past, I can't imagine what would be more important than a WEC Racing League on a Saturday morning. But you have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, do you not?
Oh, indeed. I mean, you maybe maybe they had to get their daily dose of Saturday morning cartoons. You never know. You never know with some of
You
these
never
guys.
know. I mean, those cartoons, they're life changing, right?
Indeed, indeed.
Yes,
Especially
yes,
if you're,
they are.
especially if we're talking about old school cartoons like, the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote and all those wonderful cartoons.
Right, right. So I'd like to go over some notable mentions this morning that are not able to be with us due to other circumstances, and we're very unfortunately they are not here. F20R Shades, one of your teammates, was not able to be at the race. Forza Fun was not able to be here. AXR Karos. I mean, there's several drivers that are not able to be here today, and I don't know how to say other than that we're very sorry to not see them. So
Right.
I got a message here I have to take on Facebook. Give me a minute, and we will. I'll be right with you. Just give me 1 second here. I got to take care of this message as a race prep here.
So while Speedcurves takes care of his business, I just like to say, back in 2016, I was able to physically go to the track and watch 24 hours of Le Mans, and what an atmosphere the race brings. I mean, we got there a week early and camped out. Oh man, just as the days went on, the excitement kept building. You know, more and more people showed up, setting up campsites. You know, grilling food. You know, drinking this, that, the other thing. This what an atmosphere, and the iconic Ferris wheel on the infield. Oh man, it's just an incredible track. I mean, living here in the States, you know, we think of, you know, Indianapolis Motor Speedway or Daytona as being the world center of racing, but man, it's kind of hard to argue that Le Mans shouldn't be up there. As long as they've been running a race there, it's just an incredible track.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I'm currently I'm currently in the middle of trying to get a few drivers out into their driving uniforms into their cars. Apparently, they needed some help, so I'll
Ah,
be right back here.
they needed motivation. Yeah, that's disappointing that the grid is going to be smaller than normal. I was looking forward to having a full grid to call, but you know, life happens, so we go on.
I have just received word from the paddock that a couple drivers had apparently fallen asleep in their campers and their alarms didn't go off. So they are now putting on their racing suits, preparing to come down and get into their cars and onto the grid. So,
What what were the crew
yeah, I mean, it
what were
happens.
the what were the crew chiefs doing? I mean, come on, you got the car ready, you just got to get the driver in the seat, you know?
Oh, boy, I know, right? So, yeah, we're trying to work that out right now. We are going to pause the start of qualifying until they are able to get into their cars. So, looks like we got 9 drivers now, which is good to see. We're
Mm.
expecting a couple more drivers to hopefully join in here, but we'll see. I don't see popcorn is on the grid. Okay, good to know. So looking at the points coming in today, we know that the points leader is TechQ RR, and he has a pretty hefty lead over the current drivers that are on the grid here today. So let me pull up the points here and we will take a look at what we have. Just give me a second here. The smartphone's not being too smart at the moment.
Yeah. Gotta love technology.
All right, here we go. So our points leader at the moment is going to be Tech Q, and he is on the race grid today. He is at 251 points. The next closest driver to him would be, that's here today, would be Easty at 242 points. So he is 9 points behind Tech Q. And then behind him would be AXR Scarhand, who is here today at 240. So he would be roughly 11 points behind Tech Q. Now, those are my 3 picks for qualifying to land at the on the podium for qualifying. And as we know, you do get points for qualifying today. It's the only race where you can acquire points for qualifying. So if you qualify pole today, you're going to get an extra 10 bonus points. And if you qualify second, it would be an extra 7 points and 5 for third. So these drivers that are just behind Tech Q, they are going to be fighting to get that first pole position so they can gain an advantage of those points to give them a chance to take this championship. So again, the top 3 in points of the drivers that are here today would be AXR Tech Q, F20R Easty, and AXR Scarhand. And Cow Molester, he's not here today. So we have a lot of drivers who could not make it. VMEX, who is here today, is actually the next in line with 210 points. So VMEX has a mathematical chance to win this championship.
That's amazing how that works out.
As well as Dragon. Dragon's at 209. So if there is an incident that would cause anything with these top 3 drivers and points, VMEX and Dragon have a chance to win this championship. I find that very exciting.
That is exciting.
You might want to spectate as well there, Mr. Gump.
Right through that.
Just so you have that. Yeah. So, yeah, 7 drivers on the grid right now. So, smallest grid that we've seen this season. Actually, in the history of the WEC series, smallest grid. And
yeah, I was going to say that this is.
Yes. So it is what it is. But we are going to. I think we're ready to launch qualifying, and we can continue our commentary as we're in qualifying. So let's do this. And let's see, looks like we are good to go. We have a 3-lap qualifier. And it's going to be 1 out lap and then 2 hot laps, Gump. So, I mean, important to get that clean lap in, right?
Oh, definitely, because a dirty lap doesn't count.
It doesn't count to be at the front. So you will be placed at the back of the grid with a dirty lap for sure. And we are off. We see F20R Dragon is the first off the grid here, followed by Easty. So here it is, I believe it's an 8 mile. It's about a 4-minute and 20-second lap around this circuit. So with qualifying, we should be wrapping this thing up in roughly about 13 minutes.
As I'm riding along with F20R Popcorn, as he goes underneath the Dunlop Bridge to set his first lap out, get the tires up to temperature, get a routine set up, get into the flow.
Absolutely. I'm looking at F20R Dragon. He's followed by a teammate, F20R Easty. So as they come down the Mulsanne Straight, you kind of have to believe that this is where the GT is going to be able to stretch its legs and kind of put some time on the Ferrari.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, the Ford doesn't is no slouch.
No, it's not. So let's talk predictions, Mr. Gump. Tell me what you think is going to happen in qualifying here, and who are your predictions for the race today as far as the podium, and do you have a championship favorite?
Well, given given the turnout today, it can. I mean, honestly, it could be anybody's game. I mean, all it takes is maybe one slip up from. I mean, it's the chances are slim because Tech Q is a hell of a driver, but I mean, all it takes is one slip up from a championship points leader, and maybe say a crash. And a crash on a big track like this is detrimental. It's gonna probably throw your race away. Just wad it up real tight and throw it away. So I mean, it could honestly be anybody's race. I know the chances of Tech Q making a mistake are very slim. Like I said, he's a hell of a racer, but I mean, this is racing. Anything can and will happen.
As we see, Dragon on his outlap makes a mistake going down into the Mulsanne corner, and he runs wide there, so he's going to be relegated a few spots. But I think he'll be okay for his next lap because he's not going to run dirty with that mistake, hopefully. But yes, I hear what you're saying. I mean, one small mistake, could be raced over.
Yeah, exactly.
And with only 7 drivers here today, unless we see a few more that are able to join after qualifying, with only 7 drivers, it's going to be really important to not, make those mistakes. You're going to have a little bit more room and be able to kind of run your focus and run your lines and get your race lap that you're looking for. So.
Indeed, yes.
So here we see him coming right now with Amon with F20R Dragon in a sandwich between 2 GTs. They are now running through what's known as Indianapolis Arnage, and up and through. Actually, no, they're running through the Porsche curves right now. So this is where I typically would see the Ferrari kind of gain a bit of an advantage here in these Porsche curves because these are some very fast switchbacks.
Yes, indeed they are.
And that's where the Ferrari tends to shine. So we'll see if F20R Dragon can kind of put his head down as he now approaches the final few chicanes here, which are known as the Ford chicanes. Interestingly enough, because the Ferrari does seem to have a bit of a better line through there than the actual Ford GT. So I would love to give you my predictions today, Mr. Gump, if I may.
Go for it.
Yeah, so here in qualifying, I'm going to go with Tech Q as our top pole sitter because I know he's really prepared for this and he is running a very good lap. Now, I'm going to go second place is going to be another Ferrari in AXR Orion. And I'm going to go with my third place on the podium, Easty, because he has shown really good pace as well. So my top 3 is going to be Tech Q, Orion, and Easty for the podium, and they will be the ones in my prediction to gain the bonus points. And for the race itself, I'm going to probably go with Scarhand. And the reason why is because he's going to be in the first group with a 15-second advantage. And I do believe that he will minimize his mistakes, which would minimize his penalty time. And being in that first group, I think he's going to win the race. So there you go.
There you go. No, I'd say you're spot on with your predictions. I mean, those are good, solid predictions.
And I didn't mention who I think will win the championship because I'm very cautious on that one because of the fact that anything can happen, of course. But if Tech Q does take pole, he will win the championship. So if he takes pole and gets the pole bonus points along with the qualifying points that go with everyone that does qualify, I think he's got the championship in the bag as long as he stays clean. He can finish as far back as in 5th place and still win this championship. So But my predictions are my predictions for the race. I do think Scarhand will win the race, but I do think that AXR, or not sorry, but Tech QRR will win the championship. So.
Well, if he does, it will be a well-deserved win for that fellow.
Absolutely, absolutely. So looking at lap times, Mr. Gump, I'm seeing we are currently on lap 2. So our out lap has been completed. And I'm looking at out laps, and I'm seeing 26s. I'm seeing a 4:18 out lap for Mr. AXR or Orion. That tells me that he's probably going to set pole. A 4:18 out lap, I don't even think I've seen one of those yet. So,
well,
AXR Orion already really quick.
Yeah, about near the end of the first out lap, I switched back to player Tech Q, and I was watching him. I think he's dirtied his second lap, so he's going to have to put his head down and make a very clean, quick last lap.
Absolutely. He will have to, for sure, put his head down, as you say, to make sure that he does not make any mistakes. So I'm looking at Scarhand at the moment, and Scarhand looks good going through the curves right now. He's got F20R Dragon in the Ferrari right behind him. Where it goes at the moment, so shouldn't be a problem. Scarhand getting a little squirrely on his second lap, which is this is going to be his first flying lap. I'm curious to see as they come across the line here. We see Popcorn looks like well, they got him listed as number 1, but he's not even crossed the line yet. You know, I have to say, Popcorn has shown extreme, what's the word I'm looking for here? He's been very disciplined, as he is not one to gain penalties on himself. So very clean, and I am super impressed with his ability to run without penalties.
Well, to add to that, most don't know that Popcorn recently purchased himself. He switched from the controller to an actual racing rig, and I could say from my experience, I did that many years ago. I absolutely hated my steering wheel and pedals so much that I just wanted to throw them in the trash. But you know, they're not cheap, so I put my head down and I said, I'm going to get used to this and I'm going to like it. And
right.
I cannot go back to a controller. And so for Popcorn getting a sim rig and putting his head down and getting used to it and actually loving it and put down the laps that he has, that guy should get a medal for most improved. Ooh, Dragon put it in the sand trap.
Oh, did he? Okay.
This is his last lap. So.
Oh no, that's not going to be good for his qualifying efforts. So let's take a look here at our provisional poll. I'm seeing at the moment, this is unconfirmed, but AXR Orion with a 2:15.9, which would put him on provisional pole. And behind him would be 4:18, let's see. A 4:17 from Scarhand. And Easty at a 4:18. So I'm seeing provisionally Orion, Scarhand, and it looks like Easty on a provisional pole, followed by a Tech Q. But again, unofficial, because the banner that runs across is not maybe calculating the penalties, so, or the dirty lap.
I don't think the ticker at the top shows dirty laps.
Right. So, again, we are on lap 3. This is the final lap of qualifying. They only have 2 opportunities to set a fast lap. So, this is it, folks. They have to now do it, or it's now or never. I mean, this is where it's at, and we know that the bonus points for qualifying the top 3 are super crucial for anyone's championship hopes. So it's going to be exciting to see how this turns out. AXR Orion, who is not in a battle for the championship at the moment, is sitting on provisional pole.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose. I think he's just going to go for it. Let's take a look at where he's at on points. He is sitting at 176 points, so he technically is out of it mathematically. But he still, has the potential to gain about a 5th or 6th place if he does really well in points today. So I think he's just out looking for the glory of the race win. I mean, why not? He's got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
So here we are, last few corners, going through Porsche curves. I'm looking at Popcorn and Tech QRR at the moment, and here's to see how this final. Oh, Tech Q Popcorn on qualifying. Yeah, probably disrupting the concentration of Tech QRR for his final lap. We'll see how that goes. Wow, quite a spin there for.
Yeah.
And Orion running his final lap. I'm not able to pull up the actual. So Orion running a 4:15. I think that's going to be a pole position.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So, yeah, let's take a look here at the final results.
Okay, Scarhan had a dirty
everybody
lap.
got across the line there. So I'm seeing Easty with a 4:16. So I see a clean lap. Orion a 4:15.9. That's going to put him on pole. So he will gain the 10 points bonus, and he will gain the points for qualifying in that position. And it looks like second on the grid is a 4:16.8 from Easty, followed by
Tech Q.
Scarhan has a dirty lap. That is going to put him at the back of the grid.
Oh, that's not what he wanted, I'm sure.
Well, it's actually going to put him at the front of the grid, but it's going to it's not going to help him with points, that's for sure, because he's only going to gain 1 point on qualifying. So he missed out on the bonus points, and he's only going to gain 1 point there. So I see our podium for qualifying is going to be Orion, followed by Easty, followed by Tech Q.
Yeah,
that's our top 3.
That's the top 3, yep.
And everybody else is going to be placed in the next grid.
Wow.
So I'm getting a few messages here. I'm going to take 5 minutes to set the grid and whatnot and answer some messages here. And I will be right back with you, Mr. Gump.
Right.
If that's
do
okay.
what you got to do.
All right. I'll see you in a few seconds here.
Right. So as he takes care of business, I'd like to thank anybody that's tuning into my stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in week after week. And also anybody that's tuning into Speedcurves stream. I know he doing what he does. He gets more viewers than I do, which gets me a little jealous sometimes. But hey, it's all in the name of a good time. So we appreciate you guys tuning in to our streams, no matter what we're doing. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to the final round of the WEC series here at beloved Le Mans, France. It's a wonderful, wonderful track. It's a big track. Just an amazing track. I mean, given the tools that we're given in spectator view, and us having a very low budget streaming setup, just using Twitch alone through the Xbox. We can't show, you know, replays. We can't show pictures, but it's amazing once you. It's amazing to see how this track has changed over the years. I mean, once you get out of the complex here, the Mulsanne Straight is an actual public road. When I was able to visit the track in 2016, we got there early enough to where they were still setting up. We were able to actually drive on part of the course, and it was neat because you see the promotional people setting up signs and advertising and stuff like that. But it's just I mean, you don't get to do that. Let's say you don't really get the chance to drive down, you know, the speedway in Indianapolis. You just don't get that opportunity. But just an amazing track, amazing place to be. I mean, France is a very beautiful time. When I was there, it was very unlucky, the weather situation, because at that point in time in the season, it should be nice and sunny and warm, but for some reason, I don't know if it was El Nino or La Nina or whatever, some sort of weather pattern, but it was cold and rainy every day. So thankfully, once the race actually started, they did start the race under pace car conditions because it was freaking raining. But once they finally set them free, the clouds cleared, and it was sunny. It was beautiful, and the race was epic. So it appears Mr. Speedcurves has what he needs. He must have the field set. We're going to do 14 laps. Grid ordering. Sorry, having some mic issues. There we go. I think I got it. So another quick shameless plug. If you'd like to tune in to my channel on Monday nights, I run a series. It's called Boozers and Brappers. So we've got a 1940 Ford Deluxe Coupe. That's our boozer car. Both cars are spec cars. You are allowed to tune to your liking. And then the other car, the Brapper, is a 2011 Mazda RX-8 R3. But next race is going to be the, oh gosh, let me pull up my schedule. Come on, here we go. Ooh, yeah, the next race will be in the RX-8s at Nürburgring GP. So another famed track. So if you wish to tune in then, I'm always gunning for a podium. But the field of drivers, much like this series, is it's pretty. There's a lot of talent there.
Okay, I am back. The grid is set. That was probably the easiest grid in my lifetime to set because we only have 7 drivers.
Right.
So that is what it is. Make sure that everybody is spectating if they're going to spectate, and I just put a message out to the group that we will got 5 minutes till start, but it could be less if everybody readies up. So they got at least 5 minutes. I'm going to take a second to go grab a quick refreshment, and I will be right back with you, Mr. Gump. So thank you for. I was able to listen to your commentary of the track and your experiences, and I find that very interesting and awesome. I have to say I'm a bit jealous, and I've never been to Le Mans, so.
Well, it was a bucket. It's been a bucket list item for quite some time, and I had the opportunity. I had some buddies that were saying, "Hey, this is our plan. Are you in?" And I said, "You know what? Let's do it." So they went through a travel agency, weirdly enough, that specializes in like a complete package. You know, we were able to get what was it? Tickets from port in England to drive across on a ferry into the mainland in France, and then we drove to the track and had our campsite. Oh, it was so cool, and it was just very neat that there actually is a travel agency that is devoted to the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and yeah, just very, very neat.
Yeah, that's great. I would love to experience that someday. You know, I'm getting ready to retire in about 7 years, so maybe when I do that, I will start traveling to all the desired racetracks in the world and spend all my, when I say all my, it's not very much, but my life savings on going to racetracks.
Right. I think another bucket list track, in my opinion, would either be the Nürburgring or a track like Spa. I think that'd be a great place to go.
Spa, yeah. Both those tracks would be amazing. And not only that, but just being in those countries and that part of the world, it's so gorgeous. And experiencing the culture, I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun to me.
That does, yeah. So in 7 years, when you're ready to travel, you send old Gumpy a message, and we'll go.
I like it. I just so you know, Mr. Gump, I haven't told you this yet. And again, we're giving the drivers a few more minutes. Looks like one driver hasn't readied up, so we just have a few more minutes here to talk racer talk and whatnot. So I have been told by a secret source who seems to be quite a fan of yours. I don't want to call it a secret admirer, but you know, I'm supposed to keep this on the DL, but you know, they have mentioned that if they were ever to win the lottery and they would take some of their millions and take some of their drivers who love racing, such as yourself, on give them a trip of the lifetime, a vacation of the lifetime to go see a certain track or two and maybe do some track time with a rented car or a rented race car or whatnot. So I just want you to know, I heard you say that you don't have a lot of viewers or you don't have as many as you want, but you definitely have secret admirers.
Well, whoever that may be, I tip my glass to you, fella. Well, I shouldn't say fella. I mean, I may have a secret lady admirer, which I better be careful because the wife may not like that too much.
Well, being that you're only 6 days into it.
Right. All right. So back to action.
It's Jake. It's Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. What? What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Oh boy! All right, I think we got everybody ready up here.
Enough small talk. Let's get back to racing.
Let's get back to it before we get ourselves in trouble here. We both have
Yep.
lives, and who knows? We got 9 viewers. Want to welcome all 9 viewers, and you never know. One or two of those could be our wives themselves.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't have my wife here today. She's normally by my side as my help me with race direction and so forth, but not able to make it today. So
She's your.
AX, go ahead.
No, I was just say she's your audio specialist.
She is my audio specialist.
No,
No
better
doubt
yet,
about it, so.
she's your producer.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't do it without her. So,
Exactly.
all right, we are ready to go. AXR Orion on pole, followed by Easty and Tech Q, our top three. So, hopefully, the settings are all correct. I just double checked them. If for whatever reason there is a mistake made, which is always in the back of my mind, I will request everybody to pull out so we can fix it. But let's not go there unless we have to. I think we're ready to go. I expect and hope for a great race day. So good luck to all the drivers, and thanks again for joining us. So here we go.
So
I
do you want
expect
to?
the first. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you want to go ahead and go through or talk the viewers through the bucket system you've got in place.
Yes, I do. I just realized I haven't changed the race grid yet, so let me take a second to do that. That's could be disastrous.
Yes.
Not changing the race grid.
One thing to make sure, Mr. Speedcurves, just a friendly reminder, make sure that you spectate.
Yes, sir.
So as he sets the grid, we'll have him go through his bucket layout he's got. Oh, okay. I think I understand what you've got going here. So you've got the top three drivers are in group 2, and they roll off 15 seconds after group 1. Is that how you got it?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So
wait, I got people changing. Now I got people. We can't have that. I guess we have a driver that's coming in here. Apparently we have a driver.
No, he must have disconnected.
Yeah, I had somebody popping on the grid there.
So, okay, I'll talk the viewers through the bucket system. In a way to make it fair for everybody racing, the faster drivers are put in a different bucket, so to speak. They are not necessarily penalized. I hate to call it that, because you don't want to penalize a fast driver, but in the sake of making it fair for everybody, we put the top 3 qualifying drivers into a bucket, and they are giving a 15 second delay, so the slower drivers, so to speak, have a chance to. They're given a chance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you for explaining that, and I'll just add a little bit to it. So WEC Racing League Weighted Endurance Championship, that's pretty much the identity of the race, that it's weighted because we penalize the faster drivers by either a PI or a delayed start, and that's what makes it weighted, which is intended to equalize the field and the overall race finish. So that's the idea behind it. We've had a lot of success with it, and we're excited to see how it works out today. So the race grid is set. I apologize for not having that done already. I kind of spaced it. And I got too excited and laughing about Mr. Gump's jokes. But here we are, and I think we're ready to launch this. You ready to go? Go.
I am ready to go.
All right, here we go.
We're
going to do this.
Who are you going to set your view on, so I'm not set on the same person?
I'm going to go ahead and start with our front group, and I'm going to go with Scarhand. He's at the back of that. He's going to be at the pointy end of this, so I'm going to go with Dragon, since Dragon's a few drivers back.
I'm going to set my sight on Orion, our pole sitter. I would like to see how he gets caught up to the field.
Okay, yeah, and verify that they are going to be delayed 15 seconds, because that's pretty important.
Okay, we'll do.
So hopefully that works out.
All right, let's load in here.
Okay, first group is off, and I am on with Dragon. Is your group still on the starting grid?
Yes, they're.
All right, great. So going down into turn 1, it looks like the whole shot is going to belong to. Let's take a look here. AXR Scarhand as expected. So my prediction of Scarhand winning the race is already off to a great start. So we see Popcorn and Dragon going door to door down into the first few corners here. And I would assume that your group is probably about getting ready to leave.
They just passed underneath the Dunlop Bridge.
So the cars have filed, the first group here has really done well to not get into each other. They've all kind of settled in line here to maximize their race pace. So again, AXR Scarhand at the front of this thing. And I know that he has a full intention to go as fast as he can.
Back here in the delayed start group, we've got Easties coming down Mulsanne Straight, followed by AXR Orion, and followed closely is Alltech Q's at the back. He's unfortunately far enough back to where he's not in the draft, but man, that Ford has got legs. It's
yes,
just
it
left
does.
this pack of Ferraris in the dust.
So we're going to take a look at VMEX, who's now in second place. Beautiful paint job on VMEX here. Yeah, he's actually quite behind Scarhand, who is ahead of these 3 Ferraris. So Scarhand in the GT, those legs on that thing have just really stretched out a lead on these 3 Ferraris behind him. So again, 4 drivers in this front group, and they are now through the second chicane, heading down into the Mulsanne corner. So be interesting to see if these guys can reel in Scarhand on the backside of the circuit going through Indianapolis in the Porsche curve. So we don't have much of a battle brewing. Oh, look at this. VMAX overbrakes himself, just about goes into the sand gravel, and now is relegated to the very back of this first group. So that's going to hurt his podium chances.
So we got.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say all 3 Ferrari drivers, they switched positions slightly with that mistake of VMAX, but they're starting to lose sight here of Scarhand, who is already a corner ahead of them as we see VMAX sliding his Ferrari going down into Indianapolis.
Yeah, we got Easty now headed to Indianapolis corner. Same with AXR Orion and Tech Q.
So how does the battle look to be formulating between those back 3? Does it look like any one driver has the pace, or are they grouped together? How does it looking back there?
Well, the back 3 here are spaced far enough apart where they're not in each other's drafts, but it's kind of entertaining to watch. On the straightaways, the Ford driven by Easty just pulls away, but the corner capable Ferrari of AXR Orion does catch right back up in the corners, but so it's just this constant pushing and pulling away of the different makes and models of cars. It's entertaining to watch.
Absolutely. So our points leader, AXR Tech Q, coming into today, is he qualified third. Is he still at the back of that second group as we see
He
VMAX
is.
making another mistake?
He is indeed. It's very odd to see Tech Q sitting at the back of the field. That's probably where I would be if I was in this group. But Tech Q, like we said in the qualifying, is very smart, very capable driver. I think he's probably just minding his P's and Q's and hoping everybody else makes a mistake in front of him.
I mean, that would make sense. He knows that if he just follows the drivers ahead of him, they may make their way up to the first group over time. And if he's able to maintain and follow them without gaining any penalties, his race probably isn't going to really start until the last several laps of this overall race, as he knows that he's probably not going to get out in front of anybody and pull away of the other drivers in the second group. So maybe his mindset is to just tuck in behind them, concentrate, put down fast laps without penalties, and wait till the last part of the race to really fight.
Right, you are. And as we were chatting away, AXR Orion was on the back of Easty going into the Dunlop Bridge and through the Dunlop corner. But as we head down this long back straightaway, we see the Ford just pull away from the Ferrari again. They're coming into the first chicane. The Ferrari is able to tuck right back up to that Ford.
I see what you're saying. I have to comment, Mr. Gump. I have to comment on this pink car that Mr. Orion's driving. So I'm not sure. I don't know the story behind his livery. It's very possible that he's a hardcore supporter of the Breast Awareness Month.
Hey, and I'm all for that too.
Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Support the Tatas. So
yes.
I want to commend him for his support of a nonprofit, effort there to see women's health to its fullest.
Exactly.
And I also have to commend him on his no bones about it, who he is fully supporting the WEC Racing League through the logos on his car, doing a great job. I love the fact that he has made no bones about what he's supporting. So as we're going down into this back most main corner, turn 9, you see Orion. He's really starting to gain now. What are we going to see as we go down into Indianapolis? Are we going to see this Ferrari gain on Mr. Easty and his GT?
Well, this is not to take away from the battle up front, but you can see off in the distance these last three drivers to leave the starting grid are actually catching up to the front four.
Yes, I see that. I mean, they are within sight now. It looks like Easty now has the fourth place driver in sight, so that's got to be the carrot dangling, and it's going to motivate him to really catch them as fast as they can. So VMAX, who's in fourth place, just behind Popcorn there. There's a bit of a gap now that's been created between Scarhand and Dragon, and then number 3 Popcorn. So I'm going to take a look at Dragon. Is he losing touch with Scarhand? As Dragon is in second place, does not have Scarhand within sight. So at this time, yes, he does actually, just ahead of him. So Scarhand doing a great job of holding down that first place position. And I'm watching Dragon go through the final 4 chicanes. Did a really nice job there not to go out of bounds and get a good drive there. So all these drivers are quite spread out in the first group. So it looks to me like the second group is really where the action's at.
Quick question. Maybe we can ask race direction. Is there a mandatory pit stop for this race?
There is not a mandatory pit stop.
Oh,
As we see Dragon cutting the track there, he's probably going to gain a penalty from that. Just a slight mistake on his part. No mandatory pit stop. This race is a 14-lap race. No mandatory pit stop. And I do foresee each driver taking a pit stop due to fuel and maybe tires.
Yeah, I don't
But,
think you can make it 14 laps on fuel and tires. Not in these cars.
Yeah, I don't think you can. So it's going to be up to the driver. So my question is any of these drivers going to miscalculate their pit stop? Because I've been told by some of the other drivers that the Ferrari can go as much as 8 laps before it needs to stop, but the Ford can only do 7.
Well, man, I can say from experience that I've miscalculated my pit stop, and I had to make a second stop in a different series that we were running, and that was absolutely devastating.
Oh, I'm sure, no doubt. As we are taking a look now at AXR Scarhand, and he is still in first place, stretching his lead. And I just want to comment on his livery. He has, again, changed his livery slightly. He usually has an all-purple car, but now he has a white car with purple highlights. Great job supporting the WEC League. Also supporting, it looks like, sponsored by FACR, Fast and Clean Racing. He also has AXR, so Anxiety Racing. Got great logos on his car showing who he's supporting. So as he's out in first place, he's really putting on a good show for his sponsors here.
Yeah, he's. I'm watching him as well now. I'm just amazed at Scarhand's ability to just make it look so effortless. He's so smooth on his inputs and turn-ins. There's no wonder he's a front runner. Just very, very smooth driver.
I got a comment here, Mr. Gump. I'm looking at AXR Ryan, and he is all over the back of Easty, and they are approaching traffic. So this is about to get really interesting. So we got Easty just ahead of Orion. And again, Orion was our pole sitter, so he is going to do everything.
Ooh.
Oh, he's going to make a pass.
Ooh.
Up the inside now, going through Indianapolis, back on the gas. And now they're going to see traffic. And now we got popcorn right in the middle of this thing as Tech Q is going to look to probably clean up any mess as he is trying everything he can to claw back in. But both drivers doing a great job getting around popcorn there. And this battle is going to continue.
That was an excellent pass by Orion. I got to say, holy cow.
Absolutely. Well, Orion doing a great job. I second that. But now it's going to be interesting going into the Porsche curves. How's this going to play out?
Well, I think, he's got VMAX coming up through Porsche curves, but this is going to be the area where the Ferrari shines. So I think, given that Easty's held up in traffic and the Ford, who's not as capable.
Easty getting loose. Easty got loose. Sorry to cut you off there, but Easty
I saw
lost
that,
a little bit of speed. Yep. It's going to cause Orion to stretch his lead slightly.
Yep, I would agree with that.
I see a move coming right here, coming down into the Ford chicanes. And yes, indeed, we got Orion making a move. Oh, VMAX making a mistake. Off the course, yep. And it looks like Tech Q has made a major mistake. Tech Q, big mistake in the Ford curves, and he has lost a lot of time. So I didn't see what happened there. I'm going to take a quick peek back at Mr. Tech Q. Now he is in 6th place.
I don't what. Was he caught out by? Yeah, was he caught out by the mistake VMAX made? A little bit of a distraction.
He may have been. He may have been. I didn't quite get a chance to see that. But
I'm trying to see if there's damage to his car. The front looks all right, and the left side looks all right. If I could get a view of the right side, that looks all right. But does he have damage at the back of his car?
I don't know, but I'm looking at Easty now. I expect Easty to gain some time on Orion as they run onto the Mulsanne Straight. This is where this GT is able to really stretch its legs. And we're looking at Easty, who's about 1 second behind him. So as they go through these two chicanes on the Mulsanne Straight down into turn 9, Let's see if Easty can reel him in a little bit. So, oh, Easty coming out of the chicane a bit messy. That's going to hurt his drive as you see Popcorn just behind him. But here we are on lap 4 of 14. We are barely just over a third into this. And Easty and Orion have already made themselves up through into the front group and are threatening. Well, we got Orion's already on a podium, but Easty threatening a podium as well. So I'm going to see if I can take a look at the lap times here. Scarhand running at 417.6. And Orion at a 416. Not sure if that's dirty or clean. So we're seeing 416s and 417s from some of the faster drivers. Let's see if Tech Q is what kind of time he has posted. He's at a 420.5, so that's going to be his only clean lap. So he's clearly running faster than that, but they're probably dirty laps. So I think the banner's probably showing clean laps up top.
So okay, yeah, we've got Scarhand with the 417, but looking at timing and scoring here, best lap at this up to this point is set by AXR Orion with the 416.212. So he is hauling.
Yes, he is.
Will we see Orion get up to Scarhand by the end of this race?
You know what? That's a great question, but I don't think he's going to do it.
He's got a lot of.
Yes, he's got a lot of time. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's a lot of ground to make up because I'm looking at the map and there is a considerable gap between first and second place.
Absolutely, there is, and I have to agree with you. I don't think he's going to be able to make up that time with Scarhand being as consistent as he is and putting down fast lap times. So Easty here, he's not losing touch with Orion. He's being consistent, but you know, a long ways to go. Anything can happen. We have seen Orion make mistakes on penalty time in the past. I'm going to take a look at penalty time right now while I can and see what we have here. So this is what I'm seeing. Popcorn's got a half second, which is great. Tech Q, no penalty. VMEX 1 second. Scarhand, nothing. Dragon, 3 seconds. Orion, no penalty. Easty, no penalty. So there you have it. All the faster drivers that are laying down these times are doing it without penalties.
That's good to see. So we've got Easty in fourth place. I won't say losing touch with third place, but he hasn't really caught back up to him. You know, the Ferrari.
He hasn't.
Going through
I
these
agree.
last, Porsche curves and Ford chicane and all that. He's able to put some distance between himself and Easty.
Yeah, now we see Tech Q. I'm going to go to Tech Q with him because he is now all over the back of Popcorn. And he's going to want to get around Popcorn as quick as he can as they go into the kink onto the Mulsanne straight. Let's see where gearing plays out here because I know Tech Q is running about a 460, maybe a 465 final drive, while Popcorn, I don't know his final drive, but I'm curious to see if there's going to be to reel him in here. And we're going to go on board with him to see if he's going to make a move on the brakes. They're coming down into the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight.
Side by
Popcorn
side.
on the inside, Tech Q on the outside. Looks like he's going to come from the outside, sweep in, and yeah, Popcorn's going to relegate that spot to him as maybe a penalty there. I don't know if he was outside, but successful pass by Tech Q and Popcorn not fighting back. So I see the back of Tech Q's car is damaged.
Yeah, it's pushed in quite a bit.
Not sure where that came from. So we know that he had a bit of an incident. in the Ford chicane, so maybe it was damaged there. But it does look like maybe a car hit him from the back, but I'm not sure how because he has been mostly working his way through traffic, so we'll see.
Right.
I don't know. So taking a look back at VMAX, running all by himself. And
So
in 7th place, so lonely drive for him at the moment.
right, yeah, that's unfortunate because I know he'd like to be up in the mix with everybody.
Absolutely. As he's getting way sideways and leaving the chicane there. Compromises his drive for sure.
I'm up a little farther in the field looking at 3rd place AXR Orion. He's got F20R Dragon in his sights as they come down to the Indianapolis corner. Oh, Dragon Dragon off in the grass. He has lost his, he may lose 2 spots out of that.
Oh yeah, Easty's all over him now with Tech Q just behind in the distance there, but yeah. But you know, the question is Dragon made a mistake there, no doubt, but is he going to be able to hold off Easty through these this section of the course where it's going to be advantage Ferrari? But Easty now making a move on with the power. They get side by side, power of the GT working the Ferrari here, but now it's going to be advantage GT that he's probably going to block the race line as Dragon taking a wide sweeping line, trying to tuck it back up the inside. Dragon's going to have to fight back here to make a race of this, and he certainly is.
Yeah, he's tucked right back up on the backside.
Yeah, all over the back of Easty, but with the race line being blocked, it's going to be difficult for Dragon, but Dragon still has a bit of an advantage in this first section of the track as they cross the start-finish, so we'll see if he can do anything with Easty here.
With that big off that he had, Dragon is up to 4.75 seconds penalty.
Yeah, that's painful. Painful to overcome. Now, I'd like to make a comment here on the gap progression. So I am now looking at distance gaps. And let's see if we can get a good read on this. So yeah, I'm not able to get a read on the gaps between first place Scarhand and Orion. I think that's kind of where we're really looking to right now to see if that is going to decrease as this race continues. We're not even at halfway point here. So watching the distance gap is going to be interesting.
Well, I can comment. I've got my telemetry pulled up here along with the map. We've got our leader, AXR Scarhand, at the moment is 2,300 feet in front of 2nd place Orion, but AXR Orion has bested his, his best lap. He is, his new personal best lap is a 4:15.659. So
wow.
he is coming.
Yes.
And telemetry shows that the top speed is set by F20R Easty at 250 miles an hour. I don't think that's quite right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with that one.
Yeah.
So I have a few things to report here. Easty has 4% transmission damage, and our leader, Scarhand, has, I believe it was 12% transmission damage.
Ooh.
So the Ferrari running around mid 30%, 35% fuel, and the GT I'm seeing on Easty is at 27% at the moment. And let's take a look at our leader, what his fuel percentage is, at 26%. So
oh, wow.
These GTs are going to have to pit before they see lap 8.
Yeah, these
If they
GTs
try to
are
continue
thirsty.
on, they are going to run out of gas. They are thirsty.
Well, I'm looking at telemetry for AXR Orion. He has zero damage in his driveline. He's at 48% fuel. About just shy of 14% front tires. But I don't know. Obviously, I don't think the GTs are going to be able to make another lap. Well, they may be able to do another lap. It looks like the Ferraris can do a full lap more than the GTs can. Do you think that plays into strategy?
Well, I think it's going to have to. It's going to have to, because if you look at the tire wear, it seems to me that the tire wear on the Ferrari is a bit more aggressive than the GT. So the GT is able to manage that tire wear. So how much is the tire wear going to factor into when they have to pit as well? So let me take a look at Dragon here on his tire wear. He currently is at 11% on tire wear, so not a factor. I would have expected it to be higher than that. Let me take a look at some of the other popcorn, some of the other Ferrari drivers. And yeah, 10%. So tire wear, not a factor on any of the cars at the moment. We're looking at 44% fuel for the Ferrari on popcorn.
And 45% fuel on Tech Q. F20R Dragon up to a 6-second Forza regulation penalty. So that stings.
Yeah, that's going to be painful. So 20% fuel right now on the GT of Scarhand. So already we see another extra, 20% to 40% on Ford versus Ferrari for fuel burn. So look at this, and it's showing 44% damage on transmission for Scarhand. So that's got to be slowing him up.
Yeah, oh wow. I mean, well, once your trans gets damaged, it's a nightmare, because it just compounds itself over a stint.
It does. And AXR Orion is now within sight of Scarhand. So Scarhand's hopes of winning this race starting to diminish unless he gets in the pits and gets that fixed, because we know that he could pit now and still have enough fuel to finish. So I'm gonna have to say Scarhand's going to the pits right now. That's
so
my
right
prediction.
now, yeah, I would say so too. And right now I'm watching Tech Q as he got by Dragon on the Mulsanne Straight as they head into the first chicane. So Tech Q up to 4th place with 42% fuel.
Nicely done. Nicely done. So a 4th place finish. I mean, if the race ended right now, Tech Q is going to have this championship in the bag. If the race were to end right now because of his 4th place finish and his 3rd place qualifying with bonus points. So he's going to have to keep his focus and maintain that if he wants to finish this race in this order or better. So as you see Dragon going just outside the race line, they're probably going to pick up a bit more penalty.
Yep. Another 1.25 seconds.
So here I am riding along with Easty. I'm curious if he has Orion in his sight still. As yes, he does. Orion's about 2 seconds ahead of him as they go down into turn 9. And Orion, 2nd place, has Scarhand just in his sights off in the distance there. So again, I think this is where we're going to see Scarhand go into the pits.
I think he has to. I think the Fords are going to have to pit this lap, and it's going to be up to the Ferrari drivers to put in a scorching in lap.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we see Scarhand in the GT now down to 11% fuel, so there's no doubt he's going into the pits now.
Yeah, he's got to pit now.
And he's got 44% damage on his transmission, and he has a left front tire that's starting to show a lot of wear. So Yeah, no doubt. He's going to have to go in the pits. If he doesn't, his race is going to be over.
Right. Yeah. He'll be stuck. He'll be stranded on track with an empty fuel tank.
And I don't think he's going to get a push.
No.
So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So, we'll take a look here at Orion and his progress. As once everybody exits the pits, we'll take a look and see who's in first place. And then we'll do a ride along as we usually like to do.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Let's see. Does Scarhand pit this lap? He's coming to pit entry. He is. He's peeled off. Scarhand is in pits.
Okay, and what's Orion going to do as he approaches the pit? Orion's going to stay out. So Orion's staying out on course for one more lap, as Easty's also in the pits.
Yeah,
so
I think those
two front GTs are in the pits.
Yeah, those Fords are thirsty. They need replenished.
Yes, they do. So now we have a new second place driver, Tech Q. Inherited second place by default of the GT's pitting.
It'll be interesting come next lap. We'll see where Orion or where Scarhand slots in. Does he slot in front, just in front of Orion, or where is he going to come out? It's going to be interesting to see. We'll have to follow that.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see once the Ferraris start to pit, when they come out, where that's going to be. So, interesting question: is the pit delta and the length of the pit any longer or shorter for the Ford versus the Ferrari?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you think the Ferraris can do?
Go ahead.
Do you think the Ferraris can do one more lap, or do you think we're going to see them all in this lap?
Well, I would have to say the diminishing returns at this point are there for the Ferrari. So I would have to say that they're probably just going to come in because there's no traffic to deal with. So why put an extra lap on tires that are warm when you can just go get a fresh set? Yeah. So riding in the back here with VMAX in 7th place. Lonely race for him as he's really just trying to use this now to gain some racing. Oh, he's spun. He's off the track. And that is going to be a bit frustrating for him as he is now getting back on the power. So not having the day he was looking for, VMAX, in the back of this pack, is the only representative F4R today. So not the showing he wanted to put out for his club, but he's here, which says more than anything else. The fact that he's here to race today. So congratulations to him.
I was chatting away with him before we had qualifying happen, and VMAX was commenting how he hadn't fired up Forza in a long time. He'd been playing a set of Corsa, so physics engine's probably different. Gameplay's probably different.
Sure.
But hey, good showing, regardless.
Absolutely. As we see Dragon smoking the tires coming out of the second chicane on the Mulsanne straight there. Gonna lose a little bit of time on that. So
I'm currently watching 4th place with fresh tire and a full tank of fuel, Scarhand, working his way up to 3rd place up 20-yard popcorn. They're headed down. They're headed down to Indianapolis.
Popcorn not pitting yet. Right, Popcorn not pitting yet. Shows the pace difference between these two as Scarhand has pitted. So quite a difference in pace there. As Popcorn, as you said, is now under threat. Here we see Scarhand coming up the inside. He's going to put on a pass going down into Indianapolis. Nice pass, very well done. Popcorn not closing the door there and allowing that GT to get through. Either way, super fast corner, easy to make a mistake. Both drivers did well there.
Yeah, that's very heads-up driving from Popcorn to let it not necessarily let it happen, but to acknowledge that that was probably the place he was going to make the pass, so he didn't fight it.
Absolutely. So what do you think here? Popcorn is the first. Actually, no. Orion, Tech Q, then Popcorn. All three in Ferrari. Are they going to go in the pits here?
Well, let's watch him. Let's see. I'll follow Orion.
So Orion has not entered the pits.
No, he has not. He
Orion
chose
has not
to stay
entered
out.
the pits. And let's see where he's at 26% fuel, so he's okay on fuel. Let's find out where Tech Q is.
Tech Q has decided to peel off in the pits.
Okay, and he's also he's at 20% wear on the front, so he wants to get a fresh set of tires. So I don't know. I mean, Orion has decided to stay out. Is that going to hurt his lap times? As he is at 20% wear on the front, he's showing yellow on his telemetry. Is that going to slow him down at all? I don't know.
I don't think so. I've heard from a lot of drivers, and with the Forza tire wear model, you really don't start seeing slower lap times until you get into like the 60-70% tire wear, which, I mean, that's somebody's opinion. So whether it's true or not, I guess we'll find out.
So Tech Q has exited the pits, and he is tucked in just behind Easty. So these two are back at it. So Scarhan, Easty, and Tech Q all battling for this championship, realistically. And now Scarhan, with him being at the front of these two, has that advantage. But these two drivers have a championship advantage because they gain points for qualifying in the top three. So now Tech Q, he knows that he is gonna have to battle Easty for this championship. So are they going to fight? That's my question.
I bet they will. Neither of these drivers are known for just letting something go.
Exactly. So the current standing in points coming into today has Easty at 242 with Tech Q at 251. We know that Easty gained only 2 points on bonus points, so that would put him at 7 points back. So right now, championship-wise, advantage Tech Q with being behind Easty. So if it were to end right now, Easty would finish behind Tech Q in the championship. So as we see Easty making a bit of a mistake there going into that chicane.
Yeah. Tech Q is not that far behind, actually. I mean, he's going to lose a little bit of ground on this long straightaway here, but I think coming the last third of the track where there's a bunch of twisties like Porsche curves, and I think we'll see Tech Q get even closer yet.
And right now, the closest thing we got going on this course is these two drivers. So Easty and Tech Q are the closest drivers together at the moment. I have to say, they're so spread out with the fewer drivers that we have today. These drivers have got to be probably feeling a little bit of fatigue at this point, and probably doing everything they can to keep their focus. With nothing to look at other than the race line.
Exactly. Yeah, I can comment on that even further. When the field gets spread out and you're just kind of driving by yourself, there's no what's the right word? There's no real like excitement to keep you awake. So you kind of your mind kind of goes astray, and so you may have momentary lapse of concentration here and there, but when you're right behind somebody, you're so focused on that fight that's almost like a boost of adrenaline.
Absolutely, and intense focus for sure. Yeah,
exactly.
So looking at these gaps here visually, I don't see Tech Q gaining where I would expect him to gain in this section. So Tech Q, I don't know, maybe he's decided to maintain his position and not fight for this second place.
Orion stays out one more lap. He
did
not pit this lap. He did not pit.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Let's find out what his fuel load is. He's at 17%.
Yeah.
That should be just. I'm going to keep a close eye on this. As
Yeah. So we've got Orion. Keeps racking off these 4:15 laps. His last lap was a 4:15.7, but his fastest lap was a 2:15.659. So he is still on it. Tire wear isn't a thing as of right now.
You know, Gump, I'm going to have to say, I'm a bit worried for AXR Orion. I'm not sure his race strategy is going to pan out for him. He's at 15% fuel, and he is not even halfway around this course for this lap. He's about just over a third. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close.
He's going to be pulling into the pits.
I don't know that he's going to make it to the pits. He may make it to the pits, but it's going to be really interesting.
I wish I would have put pen to paper and done some maths and see the actual fuel usage per lap on these Ferraris. Oh, he's at.
I think he is
14%.
I think he slowed his pace. I think he has slowed his pace. Well, he's still revving it up. So
does Forza? I don't know how Forza's fuel model is. I mean, I don't know how it, because in real life, if you wanted to save fuel, you would short shift, you would coast into the corners, you would be ginger coming out of the corners. I don't know how Forza's fuel model goes.
I don't know, but I may eat my words here. He's still got 12%, so yeah, he's going to make it to the pits. It's going to be close. He'll be down to 1% fuel, but what difference does it make as long as you make it into the pits?
Exactly, but that if he is
he's definitely going to make it to the pits.
If he is conserving fuel by turning slower lap times, where is that going to put him in relation to Scarhands? Is Scarhands going to get by in the Ford?
It's a very good question. Very good question. I see him. Oh, now he's got transmission damage, 4%. But he has enough fuel. So as long as he doesn't do anything crazy and stay out, he'll be fine. So
hopefully
I'll ride with him. I'll stay with him here as he goes into the pits.
All right, I'll go back in the field, and I will go back and join this battle with Tech Q and Easty.
Yeah, how's that battle panning out?
Tech Q is still there with them as they come out of Indianapolis.
We see Orion approaching the pits now, and this is where we should see him dropping into the pits. Just to take a look, he is now at 9%, so plenty of fuel. He's going to be fine. And now he's in the pits.
Okay, good.
So he is in the pits. He calculated well. Yes, I was a bit worried for him there. So I'm going to bounce off of him and take a look. I'm going to ride on with Scarhand and see where Scarhand comes out in relation to Scarhand now coming into the Ford chicanes.
The battle between Tech Q and Easty is heating up, folks. It is heating up.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to give you a quick report here. As soon as looks like Orion's going to come out ahead of Scarhand here in the pits, and Orion's going to be holding his first place spot. So, oh my goodness, I was wrong. Scarhand has taken the lead. Scarhand has taken the lead. Comes out ahead of Orion. This is fantastic.
Yes,
so
this is good stuff.
These two teammates are going to battle till the end on lap 11 of 14. I'm going to stay here for a moment as Scarhand on warm tires and AXR Orion trying to heat his tires up. Orion is not going to be happy that he got slotted into second place. The pressure's really on Scarhand now to maintain his position. So this is a legit battle for the win with a few laps remaining.
Well,
Orion already
into
visually
this.
closing on Scarhand.
Sorry. Oh, we knew coming into this race that it was Scarhand's race to lose.
We did predict that. Let's take a look at penalties. Yeah, Orion really visually closing in here. Let's take a look at penalty time and see where we're at. As nothing for Scarhand, and Orion a 1 second penalty. So Scarhand is able to circulate to this point without taking any penalty time, but Orion suffering from a 1 second penalty. So that may factor in. Interesting, folks. This is really getting interesting. Want to say thank you to our 8 viewers who are with us. We've seen a few viewers come and go, but either way, want to say thank you to everyone that stayed with us. I think you're going to be glad you did, because we're coming down to some last lap battles here that are going to be really fun and interesting for these AXR teammates. As Tech Q still leading the championship with the way that things are now.
Well, I was going to say, it's shaping up to be a 2-pack battle at this point, with 2 different makes and models in each pack. We've got
Absolutely.
we got Tech Q and the Ferrari battling Easty for 3rd place, Easty being in a Ford. We've got 1 and 2 battling up front, Ford and Ferrari. So this is exactly as the title of the series suggests, Ford versus Ferrari.
Absolutely. This is what we had all hoped for, a Ford versus Ferrari showdown. I'm kind of hoping that none of these drivers are thinking championship, that they are thinking win or get ahead of the driver in front of me. That is what all the viewers want. That's probably what the drivers want. They want a battle on track. So I don't think we could have asked for anything more. We got a Ford versus Ferrari battle in 2 different groups. This is quite the show we were hoping for.
I'm
going to take a look at telemetry here. Oh no, I'm showing transmission damage on Scarhand.
Oh.
So that is very difficult. You don't always know with this Forza telemetry. It's not always accurate, but it's showing 16% damage right now for Scarhand. And let's see. I'm not showing any damage whatsoever for Orion, and he is definitely gaining on him. So, what's happening back there with Tech Q and Easty?
Well, Tech Q is reeling back in Easty through the Porsche curves, and now as they come down into the Ford chicanes, Easty showing a half second of penalty. Tech Q still showing 0 penalty. As they come into the last chicane here, Tech Q is within 2 car lengths as they come to start finish to turn to go on to lap 12 of 14.
And quick report here, Mr. Gump. We got Scarhand now highly pressured by Orion. As Orion is making a pass, Scarhand is going to relegate that position. He moves over for him. He knows he's got transmission damage. He's not going to be able to fight with him. This is very misfortunate for the viewers, for the drivers. Scarhand not able to fight with Orion because of his damage. So Orion has taken the lead quite easily with no resistance.
Well, let's stick with this battle.
Scarhand clearly moved over.
Yeah, let's stick with this battle to see if Scarhand can use the just brute force of the Ford to get right back on the back bumper of the Ferrari.
Well, my curious question is does the transmission damage affect the top speed?
I only think it affects like acceleration.
Well, I have the ability to take a look at the speeds. So we will see. Oh, now we see some swerving going on from Scarhand. I'm not sure what that's all about. Interesting strategy there.
Well, is Orion trying to break the draft? Is he trying to break the draft for Scarhands?
That may be what we were seeing. Although Forza 7 has not been a huge proponent of the draft as far as physics. So, but Scarhand still within a half second, so 3/4 second behind him.
I think he has an opportunity to get right back on the back bumper here.
It's potentially that Scarhand let him by in that section of the track to follow him. Is that a possibility?
Oh yeah, it could be. He could be using the draft to his advantage.
Maybe he didn't want to lead. Right here, we're going to find out because Scarhand is now gaining on Orion. He is about, I don't know, 4/10 of a second behind him. As they go down the super fast section of the track into Indianapolis. Coming up to it now, yeah, he's all over his bumper. Is he going to make a move? I'm really curious to see. Ferrari through there as Ferrari has the grip. But Scarhand is going to have a bit of an advantage as they go up to Arnage here. As they exit Arnage hard on the power, Scarhand still has no penalty. And this is where we're going to see maybe him gain on Orion. And he's got to get in front of him to block that race line to slow down Orion. He's not going to do it though. He's still about a 3/10 back. He's not going to get in front of him before they get up here into the Porsche curves. So both taking a wide line sweeping through there. Maybe he's just decided that this isn't the time to pass. What say you, Mr. Gump?
Well, I'm riding with Tech Q right at the moment, and as they come through Porsche curves, Tech Q is only about car length, maybe 2 car lengths behind Easty. Well, I'd say that I take that back. He is quite literally right on the rear bumper of Easty.
Well, I'm gonna have to join you because that is where the race is at the moment. As yes, all over the back of Easty coming down into Ford chicane. They're gonna exit here. Oh, that Tech Q's gonna pick up a penalty right there. He was a little bit off the track, but here we go. Advantage. Not Ford, but advantage Ferrari in the first sector of the track. Coming down into the very fast sweeping turn 1. I think that we're probably going to see a move after the chicane from Tech Q. He's going to want to block that race line as much as he can going into the chicane. Look at this. And Tech Q back on the gas, spins up a little bit, but Easty doing a great job of standing in front of him. Yeah, he's not going to do it. Tech Q's too far back.
I think Easty put a little bit of a block coming out of the Dunlop curve.
I can promise you that the championship is not on the mind of Tech Q right now. He is thinking, beat Easty.
Yeah, he wants to get by.
Absolutely, he does.
As a driver,
yeah, this is a great race.
As a driver, you always want to, better your position. You're not just going to sit there and be like, well, I can let this go.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go, though. Tech Q strong going into the chicane. Look at this brake out, really doing a great job closing up on him on the brakes. But is the Ferrari just offline there? Let's check penalty time. Yeah, Tech Q 3 seconds penalty.
Ooh.
That is going to be crushing to Easty. Half second.
Yeah, Easty's only got a half second.
I'm going to have to take a second here. Can you just give me a moment? I'll be right back in the booth.
So, for those of you watching who may not be familiar with the penalty system, the penalty time given is added to your total race time at the end. So, given the penalties as they are now, Tech Q would have to finish 3 seconds in front of Easty for him to keep that spot.
Yes. Apologize about that quick exit there. I do have a second job outside of broadcasting, which they had called for some questioning of my second job. So I apologize for that quick break, but I am back now to my primary high-paying job of broadcasting. So yeah, this battle between Tech Q and Easty is becoming a bit of a gap between the two now. I'm going to take a look at Orion and Scarhand. And yeah, Scarhand makes a mistake. Probably picks up nope, didn't pick up a penalty there. But quite a gap between Orion and Scarhand. So Orion in command of this race on lap 13 of 14. So we are going to see a white flag here as Orion finishes this last third of the track. He's going to take the white flag. And let's see if Scarhand is still suffering from increased transmission damage. So yeah, 20% transmission damage. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah,
But I think he's got second place in the bag.
Yeah, I think he does too. But that transmission damage, it makes your shifts, your time between shifts so much longer, and you just lose your acceleration and drive out of a corner, and it's so frustrating.
Absolutely.
But I'm watching.
I want to welcome our
Q.
11th viewer as well. Thank you for joining us.
I'm watching Tech Q. He's within a car length as they come into the Ford chicanes. He's all over the back bumper of Easty. Coming into the final turn.
I'm gonna have to go back to with you there, Mr. Gump, because there's nothing materializing at the front. So here we are. They see the white flag as they go across start finish. Final lap of 14.
Final lap.
So Tech Q is suffering from a 3-second penalty. He knows. Oh, he's making a move. There it is. It's into the first chicane, but Easty's going to try to square him up, and now they're all side by side. This is intense stuff. As Easty able to get back in front of him. Oh, Easty's going to, there's a bit of contact there. Easty relegates that to Tech Q. Tech Q knows his only chance to finish ahead is if he roughs him up. And that he has made his best effort, but now Easty is going to put down the power. This is intense stuff. Last lap, Ford versus Ferrari, WEC Racing League. Tech Q, who's leading the points, just over Easty, who's just behind him. This is where it's at. Easty's gonna not let this go. Easty's he knows he has to finish in front of Tech Q. So coming down into the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight, this is where Easty just up behind Tech Q. Both of them do a great job. It looks like Tech Q did not pick. Oh yeah, Easty, look at this. Easty and Tech Q both pick up penalties. About the same penalty each. So yeah, Easty knows that all he has to do is tuck in behind Tech Q, and he's gonna have that position. Easty not giving up on the brakes as they go into the second chicane on the Mulsanne straight. Tech Q exiting so is nicely through there, as well as Easty. But I don't know, Gump, what do you think? Is Tech Q going to slow his pace in hopes that he can get a door-to-door battle going with Easty, or is he just going to run it the way it is?
Wow, that's a good question. I was just I don't know, man. This is intense stuff because I'm just trying to Easty with 1 1/4 second penalty. I'm trying to see where Tech Q is with penalty. How many?
Tech Q is at 4 1/4.
Oh,
he's at
man.
4 1/4 penalty.
So that means he has got to absolutely put the lap of his life down if he's going to hold 3rd place.
Yeah, he's going to have to do that, or his strategy may be to slow his pace and get into a head-to-head battle with Easty to cause Easty to make a mistake. That's the only other way that I see him finishing ahead of Easty. He has to slow his pace now.
I don't see
so
Tech Q slowing his pace.
Door-to-door battle. Okay.
I don't see Tech Q. That's not Tech Q. Tech Q is...
I would agree. I would agree with you there.
Tech Q is go, go, go.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And Easty is... He's going to be smart about it. He's not going to want to get into a door-banging battle with Tech Q. Yes, he wants to finish ahead, but he knows that he's already ahead of Tech Q as it stands. Right. So I don't see him jeopardizing that position.
Easty, if Easty's smart, he's just going to
wait a second. We have a change for the lead. Scarhand is now in front of Orion. Something has happened here. Scarhand is about to take the checkered flag for the win. Orion is in 2nd place. And look at this. Scarhand's going to cross the finish line for the win of this race, and Orion is going to finish 2nd. I do not know what happened there. Call it from the back as you see it. What's happening there with Easty?
Oh, wow. Tech Q may have got enough distance between himself and Easty. He may have been able to overcome his penalty time and keep 3rd place. We will have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see on the... We got a 6-minute end of race timer, so we're going to have to wait 6 minutes because our banner is not going to give us that final information. We do have a 1 hour and 55 second for Easty and a 1 hour and 53 second. So it's I'm seeing a 2 seconds. 2 second difference. Add in the penalty time. Was the penalty time over 2 seconds between those two? If it was over 2 seconds, then that's going to give Easty the position.
Fun fact, FYI for you and for us and the viewers, a top speed of 354 mile an hour was registered by FordvFerrari. So I don't know what kind of witchcraft he's got under the hood, but holy cow, 354 mile an hour.
I think it's pretty clear that VMAX is going to be called into tech inspection, and they're going to take a look underneath that hood because the last time I checked, jet engines are not allowed in this race series. Naturally aspirated engines and forced induction only. No jet engines. So I don't know. There might be tech inspection might have something to say about that.
Oh yeah.
So I want to give a big congratulations to Scarhand for winning this race over his teammate Orion. Unfortunately, I was not riding along with them, and I cannot say what happened there. It's been known before, being that they are on the same team. Was there any team orders there?
That's a good question. You never know. Given our spot in the broadcast booth, we're not given the opportunity to listen in on team chat. So yeah, you never know.
I mean, the boss may be sitting up in his booth overseeing the race and may have communicated on the radio team orders to position 1 and 2 for a position swap. It's really hard to say.
All right, so now that VMAX has crossed the line, we will see the official word.
All right, previous race, AXR Scarhand is the winner. Orion, Easty has finished 3rd in front of Tech Q.
Ooh, oh, that's heartbreaking. By a second.
Yeah, that's by a second. So that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Tech Q not able to finish in front of anybody from his bucket. So 4th place Tech Q, 5th place Dragon with 16 penalties. 11.5 seconds.
Wow.
Incredible. Followed by Popcorn, 4 penalties, who is known for not getting penalties, not able to continue that in this race. And then finally VMAX with a 12 penalties at 7.5 seconds. So again, only 7 drivers in this final race, not what we were expecting, but I have to say the racing at the end and in the start of the race was phenomenal. It was really good to see the battles that were taking place between the Ford and the Ferrari. I don't want to comment on final championship points yet until they're tallied.
Yeah, I gotta say, if I may, I've missed out on a couple races, and I don't recall AXR Orion being in a Road America race. But I gotta say, hats off to you, fella. You started 15 seconds behind everybody, and you were able to close that gap on Scar Hands and make for a great, couple last lap battles. So hats off to you, fella. You were putting down some blazing fast lap times.
Very fast.
Most of them in the 4:15s. I think you were right about a second a lap faster than Scarhand in the GT. We knew going into today, it was Scarhand's race to lose. He did not lose it. He was able to pull out something and come out with the W. So excellent showing by Scarhand. Excellent showing by Orion. And that's not to detract anything from the rest of the field. I mean, the battle between Easty and Tech Q there at the end was epic stuff. Tech Q able to get by Easty, but unfortunately, with the accumulated penalty time, lost that spot by only 1 second.
Yes. Yeah, that's something. I've just sent a message out to our race winner to join us in the broadcast booth, so let's give him a moment to see if he can come up. Hopefully his team is probably celebrating so much that he's going to have to clean the champagne out of his eyes and stagger up here.
They're popping bottles down in pit lane.
That's right, popping bottles and popping collars.
Yep.
So hopefully he's able to make it up here. If not, we will invite our other podium finishers as well. Let's see if we can get...
Oh, yeah.
Easty was our... Orion has left the building, so apparently he may have been upset because he finished second, but he quickly left the building, so he's not available for an interview. So I'm going to also ask Easty to join this party.
I think we ought to get Tech Q in here as an honorable mention as well.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
That was a well fought third place battle.
So, yeah. Neither driver. Up there we have AXR Scarhand. So, want to welcome AXR Scarhand to the broadcast booth and say a huge congratulations on your race win today. I have to brag on myself and say, prior to qualifying, you were my pick to win this race.
Really?
So,
I hadn't managed to do a lot of practice, but yeah, it turned out better than expected, to be honest.
With 0 penalties, that is epic.
Yes, I'm quite happy with that. Definitely happy with that.
Let me ask you, have you included your audio so that we can pick up you on voice chat?
Yes, I have.
Okay, excellent, thank you. So I have to ask, Gump and myself were interested to know from your perspective what happened there on the last lap, because we were covering a intense battle that was taking place a few drivers behind you while you were in second place at the last time we had checked, and then there was a position swap. So we are curious if you could comment on that.
Well, I thought Orion was off and away after he got past me, but it looks like he outbraked himself into the right-hander at the end of the straight.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's what I saw anyway.
difficult, right? Difficult play. So, you know, his mistake was your gain, and I have to say you were running with some transmission damage at the end of that race, which probably.
I was doing really bad with my gears. I had 44% damage in the first stint and 32 in the second. Oh, I think it's 32 coming on. Yeah. Not good at changing gears in these
we did see that. We did see that, and we knew that that was going to cause you to suffer to some extent. But I have to say, congratulations to you, because you overcame that. You were able to mitigate that damage, and you finished at the top step of the podium. So, really exciting race. We want to say thank you for that great battle between yourself and the other drivers. And I know that this series has been a lot of excitement for the viewers. It's definitely for Gump and myself, and hopefully as a driver
stuff.
you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Good fun.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to the next one.
So, yes, thank you. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a break, but we'll see. But either way, hats off to you, Mr. Scarhan. You ran a great race today. You ran a great series, and we'll see how the points tally comes about later today. I know that you are there in the fight for the championship, and we'll see with the bonus points and qualifying how that pans out today. So
I botched my qualifying. I dirtied it on the last corner on lap 3. Otherwise I would have qualified third, I think. So I lost quite a few points there. I may have snuck into third place, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that I wanted to ask you actually about your qualifying, and you just commented on it, so I appreciate you saying that. I'm sure Mr. Gump has you got any questions for Mr. Scarhan about any of his race today?
Well, no, I don't really have any questions. I'd just like to say it was a great race, dude. We both commented going in that this was your race to lose. And we thought once,
I do like this track.
like you said, once Orion got by, you thought that he got it, but we knew you wouldn't go out without a fight, and you keeping the pressure on ultimately led to your win. So good job, fella. Good job.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, it was a good race. I enjoyed it a lot.
Absolutely.
Thank you for commentating and setting it up.
Yeah, Mr. Scarhan,
I will be
you have the
watching it again
opportunity
later.
to invite you have the opportunity to invite Mr. Orion into the chat, because we do not have access to him.
He's no longer online.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
He must
He
must be fuming from his mistake.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking. You hate to see that, but
you hate to see that, but at the same time, we've seen it before. Drivers, when they make a mistake on the last lap, it's very frustrating, and sometimes they lose their cool. We're not saying that's what he did, but anything's possible. But he's clearly no longer in the building, so maybe he's off licking his wounds or whatnot. But either way, I know he'll come back stronger next time. And he gave us a great race today. We thoroughly enjoyed his qualifying time, a very mid 4:15, which is very fast, and his race pace was incredible. So
he's
incredible.
So yes, absolutely.
Damn quick.
So thank you very much for joining us, and we're going to try to bring up one other driver here for a quick interview. So if you're still tuned in, don't go anywhere. We are going to do one more interview.
We got interviews still.
Yeah, we're going to bring somebody in here in just a moment. So thanks again, Mr. Scarhan, and congratulations on your win. Very exciting.
Thank you.
Thanks, fella. Have a good day.
You too, guys. I'll catch you later.
Yes, sir. I'm going to invite Mr. Easty and Mr. Tech Q into this broadcast booth, and maybe they might have a couple words for us. I'd love to hear them commentate, or not commentate, but comment on their battle.
Yeah. Well, we got Tech Q. Hey, Mr. Tech Q. Excellent race, sir.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Not the way I wanted it to go, but it was a good one.
Real quick, do you have your audio included?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I already clicked it.
Okay. Okay, good.
Not my first rodeo.
Well, we weren't implying, but had you not,
That's right.
It would have sounded like we were talking to ourselves, and we don't want to sound like
Right.
we talk to ourselves.
Right.
Well, that was interesting. Couldn't get by Easty. Once I finally got by him, I started to gap him. The problem is that I'm faster than him in all the wrong spots, and he's faster than me in all the right spots.
Yeah, that's what we were watching on the stream.
Yeah, there was a couple times there where maybe if I was a little bit more aggressive, I could have maybe gotten by him, but I didn't want to ruin our race. I didn't want to elbows out past him. And I was trying to just make it, a good clean pass. There was a few times there where it looked like it might have happened, but I just wasn't able to take advantage of it and close the deal. So finishing fourth is not what I thought was going to happen today. But the Ford versus the Ferrari is, I think, after watching the race here, is pretty damn even.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Gump.
Well, no, we were just watching in the closing laps the battle unfold between you and Easty, and it was just like you said. The Ferrari was faster in the corners, and the Fords were faster in the straights, and
right.
it was pretty well matched. It's just one was faster in certain areas than the other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we lost touch of first and second place battle because we were watching the battle unfold between you guys, and so at some point Orion had taken the lead, and we thought he had checked out or checked out.
Yeah, you would figure.
But something happened on the very last lap in the very last quarter of the track that we missed because we were watching your guys' battle that was unfolding, and hats off to you for playing it smart and not being too overly aggressive and throwing your race away.
Well, I knew all I needed to do was finish behind Easty, and I won the whole thing. That was another reason why I wasn't quite as aggressive in trying to get by him. I also made the engineering decision pre-race. I actually turned my clutch off.
Oh, okay.
I see.
So that slowed up your lap time a little bit.
A little bit, but I was running 15.3 with no clutch in practice. My pace today was just bad. I'm going to chalk it up to getting stuck in traffic on the way to the track.
So I have to ask. Your race strategy. We were commenting on what your last lap race strategy may be. If you were going to try to gap Easty on the last lap, or if you were going to try to get into a door-banging battle with him to overcome the penalty difference that you both had. We weren't sure how you were going to play that out, but you went the way you did, and as you said, it looks as though in the overall points battle, you have the advantage there and quite possibly the championship. So we're going to say unofficially, you are the Ford versus Ferrari WEC Racing League champion. So congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. Considering what the preseason scuttle was on the choice between the two cars, it's kind of cool to see the car that a lot of the top drivers dismissed as not being good enough, being the car that ended up winning. Now, we had some pretty talented guys drop out, but
Sure.
in order to race and win, you've got to race and you got to win, and
You got to show up.
Yep.
And we had a lot of talented guys stay as well, so that we're able to make all the races. So that is true.
Yeah, so it was a great series. Again, like I just said, with a lot of guys dismissing the Ferrari as not competitive enough, and out of the gate at Road America, it looked like there was a huge disadvantage. I would say that the BOP adjustment to the Ferrari definitely closed the performance gap, and I think that with what we saw today at Le Mans, the two cars are near identical, just in different ways.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Yeah, I'd say so too.
Absolutely.
So good job by you guys. Real good job by you getting the performance of the two cars to be so close, because that's a very difficult thing to do in Forza.
Sure. Yeah, well, it was exciting. I was wondering how that was going to play out in the last lap. I was thinking that you had to make a move on Eastie had to make a move on you to get in front of you before the Porsche curves and the Indianapolis corner. So, yeah, I mean, it played out the way it did, and you guys finished where you did. There wasn't a change of position there as far as on the racetrack, but overall lap times and so forth, it was a factor. But either way, I thought the cars did great. And you could see the Ford where its advantage was, and you could see the Ferrari where its advantage was. And it was a lot to watch. It was very exciting. So, again, unofficially, congratulations as the champion of this series. I do believe this is your first championship in the WEC Racing League.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, with all of the different series that I've done in Forza, this is the very first Drivers' Championship I've ever won.
I find that hard to believe, but congratulations on that.
Well, for a number of different reasons,
very
things like not being, missing a race, or not being able to finish out a season because of, real life issues, things like that.
Well,
I appreciate you not believing me, but I'm here to tell you it's true.
Well, I have to say, Mr. Tech Q, if you don't mind me saying, we got word up here in the booth that roughly, 15, 20 minutes before the race, your crew chief had to actually go down and get you out of the camper because you had got your clock mixed up or something.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would say your crew chief has done you a big favor today and probably saved the championship for you. So you might want to take him out to dinner.
I guess as I get older, keeping track of time is becoming more and more difficult. I swear to God, I thought that the race started at 11 o'clock my time, noon your time. And for it to be the last race of the year and me to just get that so wrong is a little embarrassing. So, oops. And hey, thanks for the heads up. Because I'm sitting here thinking, dude, I got 50 minutes. What the hell is he blowing my phone up for? No, I was 10 minutes late.
Well,
all right, awesome.
Excellent job regardless, fella.
Thank you very much, guys. I do appreciate it. And I'm hoping that we, at some point here in the future, can do something like this again. I've already taken it on myself to start doing testing between the 488 GTB and the 2017 Ford GT. Adds about 100 PI to both cars, and man, that would be an awful lot of fun. But this was a great series, and I hope that we can end up doing this again, because boy, this is fun.
Yeah, great battling, great driving, great series, and again, congratulations unofficially to being the champion of this Ford versus Ferrari series in the WEC Racing League Weighted Endurance Championship. So it was a lot of fun for us, and we appreciate you guys. So again, enjoy your championship. Go out and celebrate. Give yourself a nice bottle of wine or maybe a delicious dinner, and
right on.
Enjoy it.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Have a good day.
And
yeah, you guys do the same.
Day.
Thanks.
Yeah, so Mr. Gump, with that said, I don't know what else is left to say. You got any future races that you can plug?
Well, I was plugging the Boozers and Brappers series. It's the cars aren't of as high caliber as the cars we see today. I mean, the one's a 1940 Ford Coupe, for God's sakes, and then the other's a RX-8, which is hailed by a lot of rotary enthusiasts as the worst car Mazda's ever made. But hey,
Yeah.
they all have a special place in history. They all have a special place in some of our hearts. So I was plugging at that every Monday night. We race. So I was plugging that. But hey, just in wrap up, I am a little saddened that I missed Daytona and I missed Sebring. Both are very epic tracks in their own respect.
Sure.
But hey, I had to go get married.
But well, hey, we're gonna let that one slide. So
I know, but I'm hoping whatever the future holds, if there is a seat that needs to be filled in the commentary booth, I hope that I am allowed to come back and do this. This is fun. This is fun to sit back and watch the race unfold as it did today. We had an excellent battle in both first and second and third and fourth. So plenty of action to be had. I hope if there is the next series, I hope the racing is as intense as it was today.
Right. Well, I think it goes without saying, there's no question about it. You are always welcome. Your skill sets are highly valued here up in the broadcast booth. I know it makes everybody's job easier, and the viewers, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, and if you weren't with us, I'll say it again. Mr. Gump, you have some secret admirers, and you have a bigger following than you may know. So,
well,
fan favorite.
To whoever that may be, I appreciate your loyalty. It does warm the heart knowing that you've got a fan. But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you to everybody that tuned in to, whether it be my stream or Mr. Speedcurves stream. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to speak for both of us. We appreciate it very much so.
Absolutely.
We could be doing anything today, but we decided to bring you guys some great racing, online racing. If we had the ability to call real life racing, we would just be absolutely chomping at the bit for that.
Oh yeah.
But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end my stream. I'm gonna go out with a different catchphrase.
Can't wait.
Whether you want to end your stream with that or not, but,
I'm hanging by a string. I'm hanging by a string here.
I'm gonna go. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and end on take it easy, and if it's easy, take it home. Good night.
Well, there you have it, folks. I don't know how to follow that. There's no way for me to come in and follow that up. So I'm going to just say, hey, thank you for joining us. 10 viewers at this time. We appreciate you. We thank you for your support, and loved having Mr. Gump in the broadcast booth. Loved having the racing, and I got no regrets. This has been a lot of fun, and we hope that you will tune in for the next series, which has been undecided. And once we know, we will let everybody know via Facebook. So WEC Racing League on Facebook. If you're not a member or if you're not involved, check us out. And that would be great. You can see what's happening with the club. And we are very excited to have new members. So again, thanks for joining us. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this stream down. And have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.